G'day everyone and welcome back. We're going to go on to the next page. We're finally on to the next page. So remembering that with our next page we have a base layer that is 8 1/4 by 10 1/8 or 10 3/16, something along those lines. We cut them earlier on and we're going to get started. So I'm actually going to work on the top flap. So let me get this one out. And we're going to put the top flap on. Now the top flap is, I'm kind of a little bit more prepared today, so hopefully things will go a little bit better. So what I've done with the top flap is I've just got a piece of A4, so 8 1/4 by 11 3/4 or whatever it is, and I have come along and I've scored it at 10 1/8. And then I've scored it at 10 1/4, 10 3/8, 10 1/2, and I've just left the rest there. You can cut it down if you want to. That's like laziness on my part that I haven't. And I have scored them. I'm just going to get out my scissors, wherever they may be. Where they be, of course. They not be where I need them to be. So we'll just get these scissors out. I only have like 1,000 pairs. I had the conversation the other day with the boyfriend, because he's a fisherman and he likes to fish, and I went, you're never going to see me talking to you about how many rods you've got, and if you want another rod, you get another rod. I said, anytime you want to come around and have a look at the amount of scissors I have, please feel free. And then you'll see why I have zero judgment for you. I'm aware that different scissors are needed for different for things that I do. So if you need a different rod for a different thing, then you do different rods. And he was just like, really? He goes, you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm never going to judge a hobby. I said, my hobby takes over half of my living room. Yeah, that's not how. Yeah. I'm not that kind of person. Okay. Alright, so we're going to put that into the corner, if I can see what I'm doing. And there we go. Let's move that down. Alright, now we're going to, I'm not going to put any thingy jiggies on this, and you'll see why, because I got plans, Jan. Plans for this. Now, do I want it to come from this side? No, it doesn't really matter. No, this side. Okay. Alright. So, what we're going to do is we are going to build a little waterfall. Okay, so this is a little 3 by 4 waterfall. It's actually 3 1/2 by 4 1/8 is what the top measurements end up being. Okay, so I believe, let's get, I don't even know where my ruler's gone now. Like, I know I had it earlier because I was using it. There it is. I can't even decide what I cut at. Yep, so just over 4, so 4 1/16 by 3 1/2 is what the size of the waterfall is going to end up at. But we've got to cut, because I'm trying a different technique. So this one is 4 1/16 by 10. This one is 4 1/16 by 9. This is 4 1/16 by 8. And this is 4 1/16 by 4. Okay, and then we do some scoring. Alright, let's see how this ends up looking. So on the 4 and the 4 1/16, along the 4-inch side, we score at 1/2 inch. Nice and easy. Okay, on the 8 by 4 1/16, we're going to score at 3 1/2, and then, to be honest, I turned it around and scored at 3 1/2 so that they would stay consistent. Alright, then on this one we're going to score at, so this is the 9 by 4 1/16, we're going to score at 3 1/2, and then turn it around and score at 3 1/2. I've already folded these, so that's why it's a bit funny. And then I'm going to score every 1/2 inch in between those. So at 4, 4 1/2, and 5. I'm going to score that. Okay, then I've got my 4/16 by 10. Okay, and I'm going to score at 3.5, and then I'd turn it around and I would score at 3.5 again, and then every half inch in between. So 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6. That's it. Okay, so we got them. Now we're going to build our little waterfall. Let's see if I can actually make this work. Alright, so the only thing we're going to score on these bigger ones, so on this 4x10 one, 4/16 by 10, we're only going to score 1 on that first fold line. So in and scored. I'm going to burnish them now that I've decided that this is what we're doing. Okay, so we got that. Then on my 4/16 by 9, I'm going to score at both. So I'm going to score at this 3.25, 3.5, and then at this 3.5. Okay, so that one's going to go there. Then on my 4x8, I'm going to score at the outside on both of them. Score, burnish, you know what I'm talking about, fold it, and then obviously on this half one there. Alright, so let's see if we can put this guy together. Now, I'm going to bring my scoreboard back over because I want to try and make things straight, and me and straight are generally not friends. I don't think I've ever been straight. Alright, okay, so we've got that. We are going to put some, I'm going to put a little bit of tape just to help with positioning and having it stay down. Between these two guys. Oh, totally didn't tear that then. Luckily, it's all going to get covered with glue. Alright. 1, 2. This is me trying to work a little bit faster this time around, so I'm not like boring you to tears as I waffle on and we do stuff, or I do stuff, whatever the case may be. Okay, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to line this one up on that score line there, and keeping it nice and straight. Push that down. And there we go. Alright. Next one. We'll go for a little bit down the centre here. Oh, I gotta stop doing that, hey? Maybe. Just need to slow down, Tammy. Alright. La da 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 da. A little bit of clay. Meow, 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 meow. Holding it up. One down. Up against this half-inch score line here. Make sure it's all nice and straight. That's pretty good. Hold that down. And then our last one. Okay. Set score line. Nice and straight. And theoretically, I should have a nice little waterfall there now. Okay. Alright, so that's that one. Done skis. Okay. Alright. So that is going to go there. Alright. Next part is thinking about, I'm going to put down here. I think I might want to put a closure there, so I'm just thinking in my head now, so adding things as we go, which tends to be how we roll around here. I'm getting out a piece of scrap, and we've got yeah, I needed that one. What's this one? This one looks good. Alright, so this one is 1.5. Okay. So I'm going to kind of put it there. I'm just going to mark it about there. Alright, let's have a look at what that is. So at about 5. So I'll go for 5. And I'll just go an 1/8 just to give us a bit of room, and then chop off a bit. Pa-now. Okay. Alright. So can go onto there. At about the halfway mark. About there. Alright. There we go. So that'll do for a closure. And I am going to place that here. I'm going to put that one down. Or maybe I should do the other bit, just in case I have to change some dimensions. So we'll put that aside for a sec. Next bit, let's see if I've worked this out. I can't guarantee it in my brain that I have. Okay. Alright. So we've got one piece that is 6 7/8 by 4, and I've just scored at the 1/2 inch. Okay, nice and easy. And then there's this piece. Who knows what I've done? Okay, so I've got 9 1/8 by 8 1/4, so the width of the A4. And I have scored at 3 1/8, okay? And then I turned it around and scored it at 2, that's around there. So they're the 2 that I've scored it at. Then I have taken a half along one side, and then I've come across and I have scored at 7, so that'll make the little envelope pocket I'm going to be 6.5, which is the same width as this, so 6.5. So I'm going to score at 7, and then I scored at 1/8 again, so I scored at 7 1/8, and I've just left the bit on. Okay, now we're going to do some cutting and hope that I've worked this out. Alright, oh, there are my scissors. They fell down. Okay. Alright. So I've marked some little crosses where we're going to go. We are going to cut it out. So we're going to mite it in here and a bit there. And then we're going to cut out all of this section. So I'm coming inside the score line. Just so it gives me enough room to play with, like just inside the score line. Alright. Okay, and then on this side, I'm going to cut this side of the score line. And cut that. And I'm going to cut straight across, like that. Okay, and then I am going to cut straight across down here. And then I'm going to kind of just guesstimate, I'm just taking a chunk off. It's just to make a little hinge for the pocket, and I'm just going to miter that as well. Like so. Now the question is, will this come together? So, theoretically. Pocket, pocket, bam, bam, and there's my, yay! Yay! It worked. Sorry, get a little excited. Alright, so we've got that. I need to cut a little decorative edge on that. So what I'm going to do is I've got some of this here. So cut this down first. It's just one of the pieces left over. I think it was on the back of the cut back piece. They usually put like a little border bit down the side. Alright, I'm going to cut that. Oh, my knee is absolutely killing me. I've done something to it and I don't know what, and I've got it in a brace and all of that good stuff, but every time I move, I'm just... getting old is what is happening to me, and I'm in them. Like I'm on got some Nurofen and some Panadol trying to ease it. It's just, I swear, it just never stops. Okay, so I've got that, and I'm going to go run it through the dye thing. Oh my gosh, the dye machine, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I've done that. I stuffed up. Yeah, like, it's important that people realise that I didn't think about it. It doesn't fit in my dye machine. So I tried it. It didn't work. So I redid it, and then I just traced it. So I traced this piece up against the edge. I just cut it out with scissors. So that is how I got around that stuff up. And then we will keep going. I'm just moving stuff so I don't get overwhelmed by the mess up on my desk. Alright, so I made another one. That's nice and easy to do. Okay. Alright. Let's close this guy up. So, 1 and 2. And then this will come down and close over the top. I am going to put my little butts on there. So 1 butt, 2 butt. Alright, that closes down. There we go. And then we can put this one back this way. And then we can look at how this is going to go on here and hope that it's going to fit. Alright, so that one would go there. I'm going to get rid of this base one. Oh no, I can't. No, you've glued it on. Alright, that one will go there. And this theoretically will go here. Yes! Excellent. Whew, when things work. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to redefine that crease line. That's going to be what I'm working from. Alright, and let's... Why did I make it a quarter? No, I made it a quarter when I went back there. I'm like, I didn't need that big of a hinge. I'm just going to halve that a little bit. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's put that one just up from the bottom, so not even a 16th. I'm going to trim off that little fluffy bit. There's a little fluffy bit down there. I'm like, trim it up. Okay, and well, I don't want this coming up while I'm doing stuff, so I'm going to put a bit of double side tape down. I'm going to miter in because I don't know what I'm going to do for decoration, and I'm like, well, it's probably easier if I just miter in, and that way it's all covered, the hinge mechanism. So alright, let's go, there we go. Alrighty. Just in and just up. So I've come just in from that hinge line, and I'm coming just up from the bottom. I'm going to push that down. Okay, so we've got that one. Now this fella here is a little bit easier. I'm just going to glue him straight down. So 3. I'm trying to decide whether I want to put, oh, I should have thought of that before I did that. Do I want to put butts on there? I can always come back and do it if I decide to. It's just awkward. Alright. Okay. Now this one, same thing again, just in a little bit, down a little bit. Making sure I'm straight. Sorry, I'm just bringing it up. Okay. Okay. Alright, so now we've got that guy there, for those two. Now, let's try with this one. So, another piece of A4 paper. Okay, I'm just going to pop this out of the way for a sec. That. Oh no, I need to put this one in before I get to that one. This one was down here, was designed to just be another little, what's it called? Photo flap. So I'm just going to put that in. Line up with end there. There we go. Alright. There we go. Now, this one. Let's see what I did. We'll see if this works. Probably not. But, again, it was just about, you know, using a piece of A4 without too much hassle. So, what did I do? I scored at half, then at 3 3/4, so it's making that 3 1/4 across, then at 7, and then at 10 1/4, and leaving that there. That'll be the hingy bit. Then I brought it over this way, and I've scored down at 1 inch. I've scored down at 4 1/8, which is halfway. Then I've scored another inch down from that. So, oh, that's why it looks a bit weird, because it should be at 5 1/8. Okay, 5 1/8. And then that'll leave that pocket there. Okay. Alright. So, let's see how I go with this. I'm going to cut out this inch, cut along this down here, this 4 1/8, and then that other inch. Now you could obviously use a knife and ruler for this. I'm just lazy and couldn't be bothered. There we go. So I'm going to cut those bits out, and then we're going to fold it. So this one that way, and then this over like that. This will become a little pocket. This will become a little pocket, and then it will also open up that way. That's the plan, and it'll open up that way. That's the plan, Jan. So let's see. I'm not going to glue these down just yet because I am going to put like a little cut out there. But I'm going to wait until I finish doing the other bit because I'm going to use leftover bits to do the border piece probably. Alright, so that will go on here. I'm going to put that on at this point. Get this bottom one out of the way because it keeps messing me up with my straightness. So if I go and put that there, do that. Looks good, and we'll put that down. Alright, glue, glue, glue. Where you be the glue. Like I said, you can cut this hinge down. I'm just like that. Makes no difference really. So, and then it's just more little bits of scrap. Right. Down along the edge there. That's good. And then bend that in. And then we'll have that there too. And that will be the top. So I'm kind of like making this like the letter stationery bit, you know, with all of the bits and pieces. Okay, let's open this up. I'm going to put a paper clip here for now. Until I come back and decorate. Oh, I dropped it. Now I can't get it out of the thingy. My fingers, thumbs are too big for that. Like fine getting it out of awkward places. Let's see. I just don't want it flopping around, so I'm just going to glue it all down. And of course, now I need to get that out. There we go. Do that. Alright, cool. So that's all there. Now we can go into the next layer. The next layer. Next layer is a bit easier. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a little side pocket, like file holder thingy. Technical terms. So I've got one piece that is 4 3/16, so just under 4 1/4. I've just taken like a little slither off, and I have scored it at half, and then 5/8, 3/4, 7/8. Okay, giving myself a 3/8 of an inch, kind of like gusset. Alright, I've got that. Then I've got a piece that is 9 3/16 by 3 1/2. This is what the measurements were, so I only used one piece of A4. So that's kind of how I worked it out. And I've gone around 3. Put that to the side. I've got another little border strip piece. I'm going to add that to the middle. At least this one will hit through my die machine. And then going to add that and run it through. And I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. I've done that. I'm going to fold and vanish these splines. Alright, and then into 1, 2 mite of the corners. I'm going to add this onto here. Add this base. It's all about the base. No trouble. Righty. So just up off that, where that hinge was. There we go. Okay. A bit. What does she take along there? Masking tape, whatever I pulled out. This is what I was using for the die cut, so that's why it's there. No one sees it. Just got to help it slide on in. Alrighty. Okay. Put it there. Got a little fluffy bit down here. Okay, snip. Alright. Just miter these in a bit. If I, like I said, that's an if I remember thing. I do it. I don't remember very often. Okay, and I use a bit of topside tape just to make sure it stays down while like the glue dries. I'm going to place this up along the edge over here. Okay. There we go. Just going to burnish that down, and we've got that one. So we'll go over like this, and I'm going to close it up in a sec. Okay, so I'm going to put some magnets onto this. I just had to stop my daughter come out, and she's working on a home make sewing project. And if you're new and you don't know, my daughter is ridiculously talented when it comes to sewing. She wants to be a fashion designer, has all her life, and so she's only 14, but has won the last two, well, come runner up last 2 handmade things at the local Comic-Con thing for her costumes. And so she started home ec this term, because she got out of Japanese, and they're all working on doing a bag for, they've got to do a at least 50% recycled project. And alright, so I'm just going to line these up so that corner lines up with this one, and then, sorry, come back to you with my conversation once I've done this. Line this one up. Alright. Squash them down. And yeah. Alright. There we go. Alright, so that's the closure for that. Yeah, so she's making she's Georgia. Obviously with all the junk journaling and craft and stuff I do, I've bought a lot of stuff from op shop, so she's got, I've got material from everywhere, so most of it is being recycled, being reused, which is awesome. And so what she's doing is making a ruched bodice top with puffy ruffled sleeves, and I'm just like, Of course, of course. All right, okay. Let's go on to the next part. Next part is this part. Okay, let's do this. Alrighty. You go out of the way. We might actually get through this bottom part in an hour, and then it'll be like decorating. I'm improving. Like I said, it's been a while since I filmed, and I'm like... Alright, so I've got some pieces cut out, 2 each of 4.5 by 5 3/4, and 2 of 5.5 by 5.5. And how we're going to score these is the 5.5 and the 5.5. We're going to score to make a pocket, so it's going to be half, half, and half. And then our 4.5 by 5 3/4 along the 5 3/4 side, we're going to score at half and at 3/4. Okay, so that is what we're doing scoring wise. And then we are going to fold and burnish. It's always a good start. Actually, no, before I fold and burnish, because it's easy to put it through the die machine if I don't, is we are going to use some of the border strips again, and I'm going to cut this down to there. Okay, I should cut it with the trimmer, but like, you know. I can't see it now. Oh, there it is. Okay. There. And then let's take another one. And go there. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing as I've done before. Line it up in the center, cut it out, and I'll come back to you. Okay, so we're back. I've put them on. Now let's fold and burnish these score lines. One. Oh, stuff everywhere. Two. Okay, so we got that. Let's miter these corners out with decent sized scissors this time. 1, 2. Okay. Alright. I'm going to place these on top of these, like so. Glue, 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 glue. Okay. 1. Two. Go flying everywhere. So that. Let's close this up. Oh, that didn't help. Well done, Demi. Ow. There we go. Let's go for... two. Okay. So this is going to come here and come up from that, like that. I'm going to kind of center it along, probably there, and let's have a look. It's the equal distance, maybe there, and let's go for... let's go for that, I reckon. I'm just going to put a mark here, and a mark there, so we know where they go. And then pushing it back up, so I've got that 1/4 inch. I don't need to miter these ones because they're not right at the edge, so they'll get covered by whatever I put down anyway. That one. There. And this one here, like so. Alright, so that'll be 2 little extra pockets. Alright, next step is putting this away because it's going to drive me insane. Alright, we're going to put a top flap down. Okay, so it is 8 1/4 by 10 1/8, and I have just scored it at 1/2 inch. So if I do so, which means it'll sit just up from down here, which is good. I'm going to put butt on it. Miter this in a little bit. So there's no gusset or anything on this one. Yeah. Trying to make sure I'm coming in side the score lines. Black on black, so much fun. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we've got that. Now I'm just going to put this away for a sec. What we're going to do next. So what we're going to do next is I need 2 pieces. Okay, so you need 2 pieces that are 6 1/4 by 17 inches. Okay, now basically what I did is I put 3 together and that made enough, and I just cut it so that I had 17 inches wide. So just overlapped them by 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. Okay, on one of these you're going to do the following scores. So you're going to do at 4 1/4 and then 8.5, and then I found easiest just to turn it over and do another 4 1/4. Okay, so that's that one. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold this one in the middle, like so. And then fold the top one back. That. And then do the same thing, so just doing an accordion concertina kind of fold. Alright, so we got that. So basically we're after that. Okay, so that's that one. Then I'm going to put butts on this. I have decided. I was trying to decide whether I was going to put, but I am. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these ones are a little bit, because they're double layered. Meow. Meow. They look like little stingrays. Meow. Come on. Walk on, Gatinda. There we go. Meow. And down. Alright. There we go. So we've got some butts. So, like that for now. Okay. Second piece. Second piece. We are going to fold, score right down the middle. So, 3 1/8. So, one way. Turn it around. 3 1/8. Down the other way. Meet in the middle. And then we are going to then fold it in the middle the other way. So, that will be 8 1/2. Okay, oh my gosh. So 8.5 down the middle. And then we're going to do some folding. Alright. Okay. We are going to fold it in half. So. Okay. That's folded in half. Then we're going to bring down where that half score line is. No, I've got to remember, how am I doing this? No. I'm trying to remember. Oh, that's right. That's what I'm doing. So where this overlap is, okay, I had to think for a second. I'm bringing this down until that runs through the center. That's lined up there. So those two lines run up like so. And then I'm going to score that. Okay, and then I'm going to repeat on the other side. So I'm going to bring it over. And I'm looking for this line here to line up on this one to come up, and they're going to meet. And then I'm going to score there. Okay, so I end up with a cross in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of bring it up like this. Okay, so like, alright, like that. And then down. Okay, so same again. Bringing it up like that and down. Okay, and they can't be overlapping. We can have a gap there, but we can't have them overlap. So just position it so that they're not overlapping on themselves. Okay. Alright, and then burnish it down. Like, there are people out there here that do all of this with certain scoring and stuff. I'm way too lazy for that. So this will work. Alright. Just going to straighten this one up a little bit. Okay, so like that. Alright, they're a bit wonkified, doesn't really matter. I'm going to do this. Oh, they don't actually need to be the same, but you know, my brain's like, they're not the same, so now they are. Okay, I'm going to chop off about 1/2 inch or so from the top, 3/8, about that. Okay, we're going to look at that. Alright, now I'm going to unfold it, and I'm going to go from this one down here, and I'm going to take it up to there, and then I'm going to do it on the opposite side. Okay. Like that. Okay, so we basically end up with something that looks like this, and when we fold it up, it looks like that. Okay, so that is the next part of what we're doing. Then I'm going to go find some paper that is going to go, so this will open up, alright, so it'll open up, and this is going to go in here and be a pop-up. But what we need, and so this is coming over, which is fine. I am going to make sure that it doesn't. So I'm just having a look. Cool, I've got plenty of space to cut it down, so I'm just going to cut, I don't know, yay much off. Okay, so maybe even make it 16 inches long, something along those lines. And there's plenty of space there, which is good. Alright, now I want to put something underneath and up here because the most of it will be covered by this when it pops up, like this strip here. So I'm going to find something to kind of put in this area, and then I will come back. Okay, so I've glued some paper down, which is good, which means that can look at putting this down now. So what we're going to do is come in and center it. Probably should measure and center it, shouldn't I? That would be like, you know, kind of half smart. So let's go for 5 and a 16th. Okay, so we're kind of there, what we're aiming for. Let's glue this down. There's one. There we go. And then we're going to go for this one. There you go. Fold that down. And hope that it'll work. I'm going to massage it, make it feel good so that it might pop up like it's supposed to. Okay, and then it should pop up like this. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to put some pieces onto this. Yes, good, excellent, it's working. Whew. Had a moment of like, did I do it right? It's alright, I did. Okay, alright, so what we want to do is we want to glue down in this corner, down here, dogly. I'm going to add this one down here. I should put a butt there. Hold on, I'm just going to cut off that corner so no one sees it. Down. Okay. Okay. So we got that little bit done. Okay. Put like a little paper clip there to hold it there while we do that a bit. Then this bit is going to come up and go on this one, up here. I'm going to cut that corner off too. I don't have to worry about it. Oh, about that much, looks good. Now, line that up, like so. then we've just got to train it the first few times. It will close up like so, and that's our little pop-up. Okay, first couple of times a bit squishy, but then it'll pop up like that. Okay, and we've got some rooms for some 4x6 photos, and then train it back down. There it goes. Alrighty, cool. And this will come back over like this over like this over like that, and it all closes up, and we've got it. So under an hour, and we've built the page. So I'll come back in the next one, and we'll decorate it, and then we'll start on a page after that. I will see you then. As always, remember, be kind, be strong, be warrior. I'll see you later. Bye.